team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
My name is James DeJerome, and I produce the Consumer Quarterback Show for Brandon Rhymes. The Consumer Quarterback Show is a team, a group of like-minded professionals who partner together to provide our audience sound advice, knowledge, and information to make them wiser consumers. We work with all types of business owners and aggressively promote our local economy. We're currently conducting interviews for our expert contributors. If you own a business or know someone who would benefit from the exposure our show provides, please contact us at 813-750-0550 or online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
That's right, consumerqb.com, where you can find a list of all our partners, in addition to our great sponsors, and a little bit more about the show. Of course, Brandon owns the Platinum MVP team. He's a realtor right here in the Bay Area. Tons of experience, lots of properties, commercial, residential. Don't leave money on the table. Get in touch with Brandon for all your real estate needs. This segment is sponsored by the Golf Cart Depot, or Discovery Golf Cars. Discovery Golf Cars not just for golfers anymore. Everyone has a golf cart. You know, kids love them. I see Brandon run around doing business in his business and recreation. Lots of makes and models over there at Discovery Golf Cars. They've got Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, and they offer new and pre-owned. In addition to being able to rent or buy, they have a mobile repair unit that'll come directly to you if you have any issues. So check out their Tampa or Clearwater locations, and you can find all their 5-star reviews at discoverygolfcars.com. All right, we talk about Brandon and the Platinum MVP team. We got real estate for you. We got properties always available, commercial and residential. Johnny's going to throw one up for me right now. Again, if you want to get in touch with any of the properties you hear pitched on the show, call Brandon. 5510 South Elkins Ave in Tampa. This is an opportunity to build your own. Right here, 12 minutes from downtown Tampa, 4 minutes to the yacht club. He's got property, residential, commercial, and real estate. Just open property if you need to build. So 55 South Elkins Ave in Tampa, a chance for you to build right there in a residential community, 4 minutes from the yacht club. Here's one at 6128 Oak Ridge Avenue in Newport Richey. It's a full acre. 4-4 waterfront home, bay access. Man, that's sharp. 6128 Oak Ridge Ave. Get in touch with Brandon and anyone from the Platinum MVP team for all your real estate needs. Again, even in times of low inventory, commercial and residential opportunities are available through the Platinum MVP team at Brandon. He's got all your real estate needs covered. Okay, so before the break, we were talking to Greg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. And in addition to always having great information about the technology behind AC and how it works, Greg's got specials. He's got a discount for you. We talked about the VIP program already, which I encourage you guys certainly to look into. Greg, if you're hiring anyone out there, what do you look for when you're hiring somebody for the AC guy of Tampa Bay?
Typically, it's more about attitude, personality, integrity, skills we can train. We do typically need to have some basic, air conditioning knowledge and skills that we're looking for. But it's a lot about just being a good people person, being able to communicate well.
Sure, because you got to be in people's homes, like all the partners on the show talk about being part of your family and being part of the team. And we certainly will encourage you to do business with all our partners. Greg, when you're out there on the job and folks are saying, is there anything I can do to add another AC unit in this room, or this room catches all the heat, and you have that unequal distribution of the cooling inside the home because of sun exposure or poor insulation, whatever it is, how do you help solve the balancing of the home in terms of cooling?
There are two basically tactics to that, either duct modifications to better distribute the air, because that's most often a result of a poor distribution system.
Some constriction in the flow of cold air.
Correct, or there's too much air being delivered to one area because the ductwork to one area is larger than it needs to be and not big enough to another area. So, duct renovations, duct modifications are the one tactic. Now, sometimes there are areas where you just physically can't get the right amount of ductwork or air to. Then we usually tackle that with the mini split option, which is a ductless unit very popular in Europe and Asia that are now becoming very popular in the U.S. as well, which is it's basically a cassette typically that either is mounted in the ceiling or on the wall, connected with some tubing to an outdoor unit, and there's no ductwork involved. So that can be installed in sunrooms or a master bedroom. We do that quite a lot where somebody likes to sleep in 65-degree temperatures. Okay. They want it cold. They don't want to run the whole house that cold. So we'll put a mini split in the bedroom. They can crank it down. And
is that
nice
mini split home run back to the other equipment so they work together?
They're completely separate.
Okay.
Yeah. The mini split is typically its own system. So it's almost like adding another system.
Gotcha.
But the mini split is a mini version, basically. It's a little more economical than putting a whole other system in, and it doesn't have some of the detriments of that. Doesn't have ductwork, and so forth. So
let's just talk about ductwork for a minute, because I hear a lot of companies offering to come out and clean your ducts, and I've heard other people say, well, the chances that that's really going to improve your airflow or make a big difference is not that significant. Duct replacement, what do you recommend with somebody who's got an older home and is concerned about that?
Mm-hmm. It really depends on what kind of ductwork it is. We're not big fans of duct cleaning because there are few applications for it in Florida. Most of our ductwork is flex duct, or what we call duct board, which is like a fibrous board with a coating on the inside. Cleaning those is difficult. Mm-hmm. It's very labor intensive. To do it right, you almost destroy the ductwork because you got to get in there with a brush and scrub it, and the ductwork is not designed to withstand that kind of physical force.
So it could be stainless or something durable. That's more your...
Yeah, metal ductwork is really where ductwork or duct cleaning would occur, and that's more typical in the northern part of the U.S. or other parts
mm-hmm.
of the country. In the south, where we're at here, most of our ductwork is the flex duct or the duct board because of being
Gotcha.
well insulated. But it's very difficult to clean that. So we usually don't recommend duct cleaning unless it's really bad and the ductwork's in good condition. Yeah. Most times the ductwork, if it needs that bad of a cleaning, it's probably the ductwork is old and needs replaced. So.
I would hate to have to send you up to the crawl space of my house. It is not nowhere you want to be, absolutely. And the duct, we have the non-temporary, the flex duct you mm-hmm. mentioned. Well, I'm hoping that it's maybe the solution is to just... when they talk about repiping your home, they connect the new pipe to the old and kind of run that same route. Mm-hmm. I don't see how you do that with the air. I mean, you got to get up in that crawl space.
To replace the traditional duct system that we have here, yes, you have to physically get into it. It's difficult to do. We've done some that you would look at and you'd be like, how did you guys ever get there?
Yeah.
And we would, it's basically been on your belly, sliding across rafters, tearing it apart, and then starting at the most deep spot and rebuilding and then working your way back out. When you're done, you'll never get back into that backside. But it's not fun. The other solution to that, though, is if it is really difficult to replace the ductwork, is going to the ductless option. We can do a whole house with that.
Really?
They make outdoor units that can be connected to easily up to 4, but there are units that'll connect up to 8 or even more indoor units. So we can zone your house, put a ductless unit in, and eliminate the duct system, and go with that type of a system.
I think you told me originally from Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm,
so you're familiar with the traditional attic,
yes,
where you have some space up there. You just don't find it down here.
You don't, yeah. I mean, some of the newer homes are built with much better attics, and we see, some homes do, but a lot of homes have, really, really tight areas, especially older homes. So it can be difficult.
I just noticed we have Chuck Peterson from Suncoast Roofing all the time, and we talk about how much heat gets generated between that roof level and that ceiling inside the home, and if you don't have that good ventilation in there, man, that is a terrible spot. So I could see your air conditioner struggling, sending air through that intense hot area in your crawl space, losing a little bit of the cooling factor.
Yeah, when we size systems because of the ductwork in the attics, we account for about a 15% increase in capacity just because of that, because of loss of conditioning of the air moving through that ductwork. So it's one of the benefits of the ductless units is we don't have to size them as big because we don't have to account for that duct loss.
And I would imagine that flex duct is not very insulation friendly.
The older kind is not. Some of the original stuff was like a R2. Now we have capabilities now of R8 ductwork, so it's a little better. But when you think about we're insulating our homes with R30 and R8 kind of is a joke in comparison to that, but it's definitely better than it was in the past.
One of the things I like about Greg is he comes on and he shoots us straight all the time. You've told us before about vendors. There was a time when people swore by this particular manufacturer. I've got to have this unit. It's so much better than this one. You've said kind of the field is getting a little more level.
Yeah, I would say that definitely. They have all, in my opinion, they're all pretty much the same. The big thing to look for today is the warranty that you're going to get, because they're all machines. They're all going to break. Basically all the same. A large part of it is how well it's installed. You can't really determine how well a unit's going to perform as far as like rating an air conditioner, because you don't know
the environment it's getting put in.
Right. Is the guy who's putting it in doing it right? Is he know what he's doing? Is it sized right for the house? Is it put together right? That has a huge factor in how well it's going to perform. So you could take a basic system, not a real expensive system, pay a little more for a company who really knows what they're doing to put it in well, and that unit will last you forever. You could go buy a top-of-the-line unit and have somebody who doesn't know what they're doing put it in, and it doesn't last at all.
Because of that constriction or something in the way, it just is not getting good flow.
Yeah, it all adds up. There's thousands of factors that to go into how we install it. One of the things we often talk about when we're explaining that to a client is if you were to go to a dealership to buy a new car and there was two models side by side, one was $5,000 more than the other, you're probably going to buy the cheaper one. Mm-hmm. But now if you found out that the one that was $5,000 cheaper was assembled by the Votech school at the local high school, whereas the other one was put together by the engineers at the automotive plant, which one would you buy? You'd pay a little more.
That's right. Okay, Greg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. I told you he comes on and gives us great information. Greg, we got just a few seconds left in the segment. How's the best way for folks to get in touch with you?
Phone number 727-286-3170, or also on the web at acguyoftampa.com.
acguyoftampa.com. Greg Bowman, longtime friend of the program, giving you great information. Don't go anywhere. I've got Millie Athanison here in our Salem Media Group studios. She always brings good stuff for us. And, of course, you can check out all our partners online anywhere in the world at www.consumerqb.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.